Welcome to the Ace Podcast, where we talk all things art, culture, and entertainment, but more specifically pop culture entertainment. I am your host, Will, aka Will the Greatest, and with me today, I have a positively fun little funky house of fellas with me. Y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah. We're the Funky Bunch, 2021 edition. No cap, all bottles. We here.
No cap, all bottles.
We here about to talk about some hot shit for you people. It's your boy Aaron. What's good?
And I'm Luke, the white wolf.
You said the white wolf?
Said the white.
It keeps cutting out on you.
It just says the white and cuts off. I don't know if that's intentional. If
yeah, it just says the white. Luke the white against rather than Luke the gray.
He's evolved. He's.
I think his Discord fucking up.
He's gone higher, faster, further, baby.
God.
I said I'm the white one, but we'll go with whatever y'all say. It sounds better.
The white.
Yeah, it just cut off. Like every time, both times you said white, it would just cut off immediately.
Yeah,
it's like censor him. Cut his mic off. Cut his mic off.
Craig.
Don't
be like that, Craig.
Come on, Craig. Come on, Craig. You can't do me like that, Craig.
You can't say it like
that. We got some hot takes.
Come on, baby.
Come on, man.
Come on, baby.
Well, how are y'all doing today? How have y'all's weeks been?
I'm good, dude. I have been preparing for the onslaught of family coming out of town today in the past few days. I live in a house of 6 people. And on my mom's side, we're about to have like a mini family reunion. And in a couple hours, we're going to go pick up in 3 cars, like 20 members of our family to all stay at our house tonight. So it's gonna be a full one, but it's gonna be a good little get together. I'm not sleeping at my home because I like my space, so I'm gonna rent a hotel. And yeah, I'm just I'm excited for the next weekend/week to come. How about you guys? How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm packing shit up because I'm gonna be out of here in about 2 weeks.
Ooh, he's right. You moving?
Colorado, home of the mountains and wide open spaces, and the most fucking Biden flags that I've ever seen in my life, and that's because I'm living in Louisiana. So it was a fresh eye-opening experience for me.
Wow!
Right, yeah, it's different. Yeah, the South is like just the deep sea, the deep Red Sea. So I kind of hear.
I went up there. I took in the fresh air. I took in the legal cannabis, and I just said to myself, "These are my people."
Dang, we gotta get a weekend.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Hey, man, I may come up to see you.
I may make that trip,
I'll make that trip, you know what I'm saying?
You
know what I'm saying?
Hook me up with the apothecary, if you know what I'm talking about.
Shoo!
Oh man, yeah, I'm doing all right. Today, I've just been working all week, but now this evening after we record this is going to be kind of nuts because I'm leaving tomorrow for BlurredCon with my friend, so that'll be exciting. But I still need to finish packing and make sure all my fits are ready because it's gonna be fucking 90-degree weather, so I have to deal with those problems. Yeah,
I feel your pain. It's been gross here in Cali. So yeah, brace yourself for that 90, baby. But it's gonna be humid or it's gonna be like dry heat.
It might just be dry heat. I mean, it's the South, so it's Virginia.
Okay,
but luckily I'll be inside most of the day.
That's true with that AC.
Yep.
That's good.
You'll keep that on a low 73 for me.
Keep it at low 73. Keep that window going.
Speaking of low, let's talk about low key at a finale.
Bars.
That was pretty good.
Bars.
I respect you for that.
Transitions.
Transition. Yeah, we got the final episode for what is now confirmed as season 1 for the Loki show. And we have some thoughts and opinions on it. Do we want to do a non-spoiler section or just go full spoilers and give our thoughts on it?
Like at this point, people have seen it. I don't feel like anyone's gonna be watching this like, oh, I haven't seen the finale. What are these fools gonna say before I watch it? I'm like, everybody who's here has seen it already, so we might as well just go.
I would say put timestamps for other shit, but I mean, like,
I always put timestamps.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about that. But I mean, we can go. I mean, if you're listening and you're listening about episode 6, kind of a weird jumping on point of the last episode. So let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Full spoilers. Full spoilers. 3, 2, 1. Let's get into it. I'll say this. I like what the show sets up better than the show itself. And while saying that, episode 6 is probably, in my opinion, the strongest of the finales, but only because of Jonathan Majors' fucking bombastic electric performance for what, a quarter of the episode. Like he stole the entire show. Like my two favorite things of the show are the Loki Gator and Jonathan Majors as He Who Remains, which you're right, Luke. Council of Kangs is coming.
Yeah.
But what are y'all's kind of thoughts? Like, I know, Nick hasn't particularly been a huge fan. We don't know other Luke's opinion, but what do y'all think about the finale and just kind of the show? Let's talk about it.
Let's dish. Aaron, do you want to go first?
You can go.
Okay. All right. Let's. I guess we'll just lay it out
Peace.
at once. Okay. So right off the bat, Jonathan Majors, I agree with Will. Highlight of the episode, right? Aaron was talking about it like at the beginning before we started, and this was kind of in the back of my mind too. Like the minute he started acting, there's like this thing inside of me that was just, people are gonna hate this. People are gonna hate the way he's acting in this episode.
Damn.
And I actually liked it. I thought it was really cool. It was.
Oh, I loved it.
It makes sense for the type of character he's trying to be, right? Someone that's kind of seen it all, knows everything, and kind of sees everything that's coming, right? So I guess just for the sake of simplicity, right? Episode 6, the last episode, reveals mastermind behind the whole TVA, behind this whole shebang that Sylvie and Loki have been going through. And it's a guy called He Who Remains. We all know, because we're nerds and we follow this stuff, we all know that this is Kang. Or a version of Kang. I didn't think Kang was going to be in this, like, at all. Like,
when we talked about it last week, not low-key. I high-key thought we were just kind of fucking around and blowing smoke out of our ass, and it'd be like some obscure 70s character like the Timekeepers were. But no, the nerds kind of got one on this.
Well, because like here's the thing, I don't think it ever was shown that he was in the show, like before this episode, was it?
I don't believe so. It always showed the Timekeepers,
right? Like
he was teased,
right? He was teased.
No Kang,
but what I mean is like no one knew Jonathan Majors was in this, right?
No,
right.
Nobody
so
did.
That was my whole thing, because like the minute he came up, I didn't know who it was at first. I was like, okay, this is He Who Remains, and then I saw a closer look, and it was, wait a minute, is that? And then I was like, oh my god, oh shit, they're doing it, like, and straight up, they're just doing it. They're just straight up doing Council of Kangs, like way earlier than I thought they were, like in fucking Loki, right? So, okay, here's my thing. Episode 6 is definitely cool. It's got some cool stuff going on, right? Pretty much lays out the multiverse, where it all went, why the TVA is a thing. I'm going to say this, and this has kind of been my big problem with Loki for the biggest majority of it, because I like it. I think it's good. This episode essentially boils down to Loki and Sylvie sit and listen to a dude tell them the plot.
Kind of okay with it, only because the performance really,
I'm still
really
back
did
and
it.
forth. I'm still back and forth on it.
It wasn't a very proactive episode until you get to the point where the white woman ruins everything. But
Right. Look, I'll at the very least say this. It was satisfactory for me. It didn't end in the wet fart that I thought it was going to be. It was satisfactory, right? Like I saw that and I was like, okay, I can accept this. This is a good lead in for the future, right? Because I thought this was going to be one and done. But if this gets more to it, I'm interested to see where it goes. In my honest opinion, it wasn't nearly as hype as I think it could have been, just for the sake of the fact that it was really, at the end of the day, it was pretty much just an exposition episode. And that's kind of a weird way to end your season, I think.
I think something else that's, and I still want you to be able to finish your thought, Luke, and then we'll go to Aaron.
I'm done. At least for like my initial thought, so that we can kind of discuss more stuff once we get our initial takes.
Actually, yeah, I'll let Aaron go, and then I'll share my piece. Go ahead, Aaron. What were your kind of thoughts about the episode and the show thus far and all that?
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I fucking loved it. I loved the shit out of it. It was so good. For multiple
the show or
reasons.
the episode?
Yes. It was so good for multiple reasons. One, I can understand people's complaints about it being an exposition episode and maybe not the highest note or the grandest note for a finale to leave on. But I think the show served two purposes, or finale served two purposes. It served as both a bookend to what the series premiere kind of set itself up for. Loki, who's bad, who is going on a journey for a redemption arc, who wants the throne, finds out that, there's more than just the Infinity Stones. There's this organization of timekeepers. I want to try to be on top of that. And by the end of the season, that's no longer what he wants. That's no longer his goal. And then, but at the end of the first episode, he finds out he has to hunt this other variant of himself, and that gets accomplished. And you find out that variant has one goal in her entire life, and it's to kill the person who's ruined her life, who's at the head of the TVA. And she accomplishes that goal by the end of the season. Now, both of her goal and his change in his character arc come into head by the end of the season, which is exactly what the show told us that it was going to do, which is exactly what it set up for it to do. And not only that, but Mobius having his arc of being like a loyal agent to like questioning everything and wanting to tear down the establishment. I thought that was all great. It did those things while fulfilling those arcs while simultaneously setting us up for the future of what's to come next in the MCU. This show not only served as a finale for the season that it had told over these 6 episodes, but it also served as the introduction to the villain of potentially the next phase of the MCU. This entire episode both served as a finale and was the equivalent to the post-credit scene of Avengers 1 where you see Thanos. But except this is not actually the villain we're going to see. It's just a setup and establishing the potential of what could come, while also bringing us into a proper introduction for where this universe is going to go. And I thought that was fantastic.
Also leads directly into What If.
Exactly. Leads directly
I think it's kind of...
Yeah.
Which we'll get to that later, but...
it leads directly into What If. And if you're going to have an exposition episode, make it entertaining. They told... Not only did they have an exposition episode, Jonathan Majors fucking killed it. And for people to chalk it up to it being... him being spastic or him being like childish or whatever, or just I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot of oversimplification.
And people called it and I didn't. People called it hammy and say it was chewing the pseudonym. Like no, because Nicolas Cage
is so nuanced. It's so nuanced. It's so specific. Yeah. And I'm like, how do you? It just feels like an insult to every. Like he's such a fantastic actor. Yeah. Like he balances both this playful nature of this guy who's at the end of time who doesn't give a fuck, while also being manipulative, while also covering up the mask of being tired for doing this for eons and eons. Like this was like, to me, the performative equivalent of like it's like you know what it felt like to me? It felt like the mix between like the Joker and the Doctor, but who's like but who's at the end of time just being neutral.
Yeah.
And
so kind of go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
Let me finish this, and then I'll toss it over. So not only was he explaining what the last episode and what the show has brought us up to this point to find out what's the deal with the TVA, what are they behind. He did that, which was what the previous episode set up for, so people to be upset with the fact that it did what it said it was going to do. I think is dumb, because like that's exactly what they told us they were going to do. Also, he did that while also being the puppet master and the not only of the characters' journeys but of that scene. He knew Sylvie's goal, her intention.
He told her to her face.
Kill him. Told her to her face.
Literally, you don't trust me. You're going to kill
her
me.
like putty in her face to set her up to kill him. And even though the fact that he didn't know, quote unquote, that he was gonna where the word was gonna go after the point where he could read up to, he still manufactured and manipulated that result because he knew what he was doing to Sylvie, and Loki knew what he was doing to Sylvie, and he made her question everything in that moment. While Loki was coming to the conclusion of his character arc, while Jonathan Majors just sits and watches like a little giddy schoolboy because he hasn't experienced excitement in eons. I thought it was fucking brilliant. Okay, I'm done.
Right, I'm done.
I agree with you. And there's kind of two bits of context here that goes into Who Remains. Is like one, like I know he mentions how, you know, he gives the expository moment of like how things came to be and how the majestic timeline came to be. Everything is like, but we don't actually know for sure if this is the original Nathaniel Richards. He could be a variant for all we know.
He said he was, but every Kang probably thinks they're the original. So who's to
you
say?
Probably exactly. It's like it's the fucking Rick and Morty effect. So there's that, and also exactly what you pointed out, Aaron. He's been essentially by himself, well, him and Miss Minutes, for like eons, millennia. You know, since the flow of this new universe and having to keep a watchful eye on it. He's probably a little kooky. You know, do you expect him to be like the Merovingian from The Matrix who's just sitting in a white chair looking at a bunch of screens? No, he has to write all this shit out, including the little details and nuances for everybody. And you know, something else that, and what I mentioned to you guys earlier was like, I didn't think that people wouldn't take to Jonathan Majors well. I thought people would be a little bit more reactive to Sylvie's behavior. I'm like, I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like,
exactly what I expected her to do.
And he literally said, he's like, you don't trust me, you're going to try to kill me. Like he said, you don't trust me to her face. And I'm like, there it is. It's like when she killed him, I'm like, yeah, he's kind of set that up because he knew her behavior, because he called something out on her, and I forgot what he had said to Loki. But both of those things were true. But also both of those things kind of led to them ultimately making the decisions that they did, of Loki at least, you know, being somewhat sensible, and then being like, can we stop and think about this for a minute? That's a lot that he just threw at us. And she's
also,
like, no, to kill him now. It's like, all right, sis.
I thought it was brilliant, the fact that, but yeah, people thought it was like hokey or hammy. Like, what did Jeremy John say? He said he thought it was like, God, I feel like his annoyed me the most. What did he say? He said like,
I think
he was like
John's
the social media age of like of something. He got him a spastic.
Yeah, and I'm just like, it wasn't
more than that.
Yeah, because I've seen like manic and spastic acting before. I've done it. Like that was, I'm not gonna say it's like, oh, you have to analyze every second of every piece of dialogue, but no, Jonathan Majors is a fantastically talented actor. And I think this was him kind of flexing his muscle a little bit of being allowed to do a little bit more systematically unhinged almost. Like it's kind of, you making the comparison to the Doctor is a very apt one, I would say, because the Doctor does a lot of that shit where he tries to mask like like eons, millennia of pain, hurt, deceit, and sadness with like trying to be jovial and kind. And I think it's kind of a different direction here of him just trying to be like, he's trying to be potentially like annoying or off-putting, but he's still being honest too. It's like he's leaning into like these different ways that will kind of throw Loki and Sylvie off of his scent of what he's trying to do. Because here's the thing, regardless of the decision that they make, he's won.
Right.
Yeah.
There was no losing scenario for him. So it's like either you kill me, new multiversal war circles back around, congrats, we're fighting again, or fucking you two take over the TVA and I get to walk away scot-free. He doesn't lose. He'll be back.
Right.
Just hopped in here. Is that other
I mean, look, again, for me personally, like Jonathan Majors is like, I have no problems with what he did, right? Like that was all fantastic. I agree with y'all completely. Like, again, and this will be just me saying, like, I don't give a fuck what Jeremy Jahns has to say. So, like,
what did Jeremy Jahns say?
Not the patron saint of movie reviews, Jeremy Jahns.
Him, Chris Stuckman, all the stupid shit. But
what they have to say?
Well, Jonathan,
whatever
performance, like a social media age, like a spastic character.
Right, whatever the fuck that means. But
like a Gen Zer, like a TikTok.
Okay, so like here's the thing. I feel like a lot of people are trying to make this sort of comparison between Jonathan Majors, He Who Remains. I'm just gonna call him that for right now because I know he's supposed to be Kang, but in that scene
he was supposed to be Immortus.
Sure. Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Like a version of the same character.
A version,
Luke,
yeah, like a combination.
I really didn't think that they were going to do it. I thought they were going to make.
I didn't think so either.
I thought they were going to make Loki. And by the way, the Loki trailer had to have been a total fake out in that trailer because we see
the King Loki scene.
Yeah, like either that got cut and they're saving that scene for maybe like season 2, or that was just a total fucking fake out.
I'm sure it would have been a fake out because again, like I didn't even know Jonathan Majors was in the show, like at all.
No one did.
It was a legitimate.
I never thought they'd use him.
Yeah, when he showed up in the elevator, I was baffled. Sure. I was like, "What the fuck is what is the nigga Kang?
So my some of my favorite stuff. Now that Luke's here, we can probably hear his thoughts too in a second. But like I think people are trying to compare him to like I think Lex Luthor from BVS, right? Like this weird spastic. I think the problem with that is like for that character, I don't think we didn't really get a reason for why he acts like that. Right? Yes, like he's just some weird. Like I can totally understand why.
He's Max Landis.
I'm a little sad he wasn't blue, to be honest with you.
I mean,
he'll get his helmet. We saw the statue.
His helmet, yes, but like, I hate to say it, but is he just going to be a black guy?
Nathaniel Richards is just a white guy. Nathaniel Richards is just a white guy.
Why is he blue? That's the thing I didn't understand. There's no reason for him to be blue. Why is this nigga blue? What makes him blue? Why? Why did they make him blue? He's a man. Yeah. He's just a dude. Why is he blue?
He's just a dude. Like, he's not a fucking avatar. Doesn't make fucking sense. Why isn't he blue? I mean, Immortus wasn't blue, Luke.
What is this nigga? The blueberry flavored Kool-Aid man? Like, what the fuck? What is this?
He's Frankenberry now. Franken nigga.
Can we clip that?
King really want to be the blueberry Kool-Aid man in these bitch.
I really do want him to be the blueberry Kool-Aid man. Yes.
Also, Jonathan Majors joking about his nose.
I just don't look, man. Like I like Kang's design. I think it's cool. Yes. I just don't think Jonathan Major's gonna look good in that blue, bro. I just don't think it's gonna look right.
I think they'll find it. Look, they pulled off the rest of his outfit with the statue. The helmet. Go ahead, Luke.
I'll tell you this, Luke. He'll have a variant that will be blue. Like
he'll have the mask. Have the classic look.
It'll be a callback, right? And then that'll be a little link and a notch, right? Anyway,
figure it out.
That's not what I want.
All right, but Luke,
yes.
What are your initial? What were your thoughts?
Your thoughts
the finale of Loki.
Okay. Before I get to the finale, I just want to say this. I like the show. I do.
Mhm.
However,
I think we all do.
No, however, it kind of upsets me that the trailer's context was completely different from the show. And that led me to believe that this was going to be more of a how should I say it? Well, how should I say it? Yeah, like a Loki road trip show where he's dimensional hopping and he's going on these crazy, wacky, fun adventures. That's kind of what
Doctor Who.
That's basically what they made it seem. Yeah. That's what the theme of the trailers were, and the show was way more self-contained and way more character-driven. And I'm okay with that. But I wish that they would have given us context for that in the trailer. That's not what they sold me on. They sold me on Doctor Who, but Loki, and that wasn't it. So, like, you gave me something.
Shades of that. There's definitely episodes of that.
Yeah, but
I think a lot of stuff in here reminds me of Doctor Who. No lie.
It's not like yes and no, right? Like the majority of the show was pretty damn slow, actually. And you know where it's like almost every episode of Doctor Who is like go go go, and I thought really that's what this show was going to be, and because again that's what they sold me on, so that's what I was expecting, and we just didn't get that, and again that didn't ruin the show for me. It's just like if you're going to sell me on something, make sure it actually is what it is, you know, like I don't know You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like if I go to McDonald's and I order Big Mac and you give me chicken strips, like, what the fuck, dude? You know what I mean?
Like, ask you this because I feel like we had very different experiences of the show, mainly because
I liked it. I'm not saying it was a bad show because of that.
Listen. So I feel like I watched the first trailer, like once, and then that was it. So it was like the back of my mind. Because I just wanted to experience the show for what it was, you know, or experience it how it was. But I feel like I understand your perspective, like watching the show, expecting to get one thing. Like, what was that one trailer that misled people? Like, wasn't like Red Sparrow or some shit like that? Or like one of the movies that came out a few years ago. That like Drive. There you go. The trailer for Drive sold people like an action movie, but then when you see the movie, it's like this drama indie movie, and people were mad about that. But if you were to go into it not knowing anything with no expectations, you may be able to enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I get that, but like the majority of
the trailer thing aside, do you feel like you could enjoy it for what it was?
Well, I mean, I still did enjoy it for what it was, but you know that I think the issue with that though is that millions of people watched the trailer multiple times over. I watched each trailer for Loki a couple of times, you know, just trying to dissect it and to see what it's actually going to be. Because honestly, when I was in Hall H when they announced Loki, I wasn't entirely sold on the idea because we really didn't know what it was going to be. So because I'm like, what they killed him, you know. And then later we found out, okay, this is like a multiversal thing. I was cool with that, you know. But again, it's just like the context of the trailer was completely different. And I understand your thing with Drive, which I watched the trailer for Drive and then I watched the movie later, and I was actually confused because I kind of felt the same way. I was like, whoa, that's not what they sold me on. But,
yeah, I was sold on a good movie.
But I thought Drive was
like Drive. Hot take. Oh shit.
Anyway.
I like Drive. It's just not what they sold me on, and it goes the same for Loki. So it's like there's a part of me that wishes, like, I wish it was, you know, bombastic Doctor Who, but Loki. You know, like, I mean, a little more world building, a little less character arc.
I'm more so. Go ahead.
No, I was done.
I was just saying that it's just like I'm kind of okay with, because that's actually a big issue that I have with a lot of movies, and it's one of my minor concerns about No Way Home, is that so many things just kind of give us the plot, and you know, especially with how nerd culture is, how they pick apart every single frame of a 1.5 minute trailer to get to all the details. I'm kind of glad that they misled us. Now, granted, probably of all of us talking, I probably have the lowest opinion of Loki as far as the show goes, because I really even by the end of the show, I'm still not that engaged with the character. I think Tom Hiddleston is acting his ass off, but I'm still just not. Isn't it? I think the way they want me to get it, like I think that it does a good job at what it's doing, but like of the shows, it's not my favorite, but it does have my favorite ending episode. I'll say that.
I would say my biggest thing is just that I like Loki in it, and I like Mobius. It's
You like Mobius.
It's a
really
lot
like
of people
Mobius.
around them that I'm not a big fan of.
And I'm
Like,
the
I'm
opposite.
not a
I like
big fan of-
everybody around Loki except for really the Lokis. Except for Alligator Loki because he's perfect.
Okay, so my whole thing, and this comes in with the end, right? And this is probably why maybe I'm not as super with it, maybe as you are, Aaron, is just that, like, I understand why they kind of fought each other at the end, right? It makes sense.
Right.
The show was building up to this moment, this sort of clash of ideals, right? Two Lokis
Also, we
who
should
are
talk
on
about the
different
kiss,
journeys, right? I think for me, the biggest problem was that I did not care about Sylvie's journey for like a large majority of that show.
Because almost none of it doesn't really matter, right?
It does matter. Like the on paper,
it doesn't matter
first
now.
journey and the ending of what happened. I feel like it mattered.
Yeah,
but
like
you didn't care. I get you.
Yeah,
But
like
I feel
mean, it matters.
I feel like her
in
drive-
the context of the show, right? Like
her
it
drive-
matters. The
yeah.
TVA fucked her over and all that stuff, and then the TVA is the machinations of some dude who all that she has to go on is that all of your suffering was for your benefit, for like the benefit of the multiverse. You have to trust me on this, right? Like I get that.
Big question though. I'm sorry, I have to ask this real quick,
go,
guys.
go.
Please. Because if they did, I totally missed it. But did Kang or Immortus or whatever, did he confirm that the timekeepers were actually fake, or were they actually real and he killed them or imprisoned them or something?
He confirmed it was
Never
fake.
mentioned them.
Oh, yeah, I think they're fake.
Yeah, he was like,
God damn it.
man."
Okay.
Like, no, this is one that diverges from the dogma.
Right. No,
Oh,
there's no
okay.
time twisters, Luke.
Yeah,
Sorry.
He does say that it
Damn it.
was him doing the timeline shit all along. But
Right,
yeah, because
but
he created the TVA, so
I just don't
therefore
know
he
if he
created the timekeepers.
Ever explicitly said that the timekeepers were once real.
Or robots, Luke. You have to get over this.
Okay.
Not real.
He's the keeper of time. Like you can't be too attached to the timekeepers, man. They're in less than 50 episodes and like 50 comics in 60 years. Like
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Like,
I wanted the
complicated.
timekeepers.
Listen,
Says the three fans.
you didn't have to go that hard
Well,
on them. All right.
All three people who know who the timekeepers
The
were before
reason-
the show are very disappointed.
The reason why I care is because because I think it was episode 4 at the beginning. They just look so fucking cool.
they
did, and now
were
they're
really
gone.
cool,
That's
but they were way too accurate. And I was like, okay, these guys aren't real.
I know, it's almost like Marvel just makes fun of themselves in some ways. It's like, oh no, we can't be too close to comics. We just got to kind of make fun of that.
I mean, they did with old Loki, and they played that straight.
Yeah, I mean that was great. I fucking love that. But was anyone else kind of bothered by the fact that like we only saw one other Tom Hiddleston variant? I kind of wanted to see more versions of Tom Hiddleston's Loki.
I'm all right with it. I mean, there
We
was a
might-
bald black Loki, so
Well,
there's no
let's say
rules.
We might see more in season 2.
Yeah, I mean,
True.
and that's cool. That's I'm fine with that. I was just kind of like a little thrown off by that. I'm like, really?
Yo,
But, like,
can I talk
one?
about Sylvie for a second, yo?
Yeah.
Talk about
Let's talk
Sylvie.
about her.
Okay,
The
so
white woman that ruined everything.
white woman.
White woman ruined everything.
As usual.
So, Luke, I agree with you when you say I didn't really care too much about Sylvie. I was pretty indifferent towards Sylvie. I didn't like hate her. I didn't love her, but I liked her,
Like her acting.
for Loki. I liked her for our Loki.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people were like, it's weird or like it's gross that he's dating himself. And to that, I just say, grow the fuck up, bro. Grow up.
Nigga, it's masturbation with extra steps.
But no. It's not even that. It's not even that. It's like it's less than that. It's straight
Is
up
it less
normal.
than that?
It's
We're
less
like
than that.
brothers,
Right.
only closer.
No, listen, y'all. Because
Go ahead, Eric.
so yeah, her name is technically Loki, quote unquote, but she goes by Sylvie. The only thing that they have in common is the fact that they're both adopted from birth and were raised by Odin. She was taken as a fucking child, and every experience in her life, past that point has been drastically different. All the events, the memories, the pain she's gone through has made her a drastically different person than the Loki that we know. So
Also-
at that point, it becomes what makes a person a person? Are they the same person if they haven't had the same experiences, the same outlooks? No.
Also,
What I will
I'm
say
gonna-
about the finale, that was probably my gripe. It's probably my main gripe of the whole show, is that for a character named Loki, the god of mischief, I don't think he should be doing too many like fighting scenes, because he's definitely doing a lot more manipulation, a lot more trickery and whatnot. And I feel like the fact that it's two Lokis who are like magical gods coming down to a sword fight was kind of dumb. But I was like, I guess, whatever. You got to have some physical people for the people. You got to have some physical action for the fucking toys out there. They're like, God, fucking need to fight, need action. Oh my god! Like,
I'm going to take a guess here.
I saw
I'm
it as like a big
wild
metaphor, honestly.
I'm going to take a wild
like,
guess with
Loki
Sylvie's
loving
character.
himself makes
but-
the most
Ooh,
sense.
wait. One last thing I had to say about Sylvie, and then you can go, Luke.
Okay.
Aaron, then Luke.
So yeah, they didn't really give her much of an arc. You didn't really give Sylvie much at all for a character, aside the one thing of I want to kill the person at the head of who ruined my life. I feel like now that she's done that, I feel like it frees that character up to be something better, be something more in the future of the MCU.
Yeah, you know what I think it is?
What?
I think their plans from the beginning, as much as she is a Loki or a Sylvie, I think that this is just gonna she's probably just gonna be the MCU's version of Enchantress.
Right.
Yeah.
That's I
fine.
don't see it any other way. Like I just see her
It's
being
fine.
Enchantress.
I mean, she enchants people.
Do you think that
I saw that from
would-
episode 2. Honestly, I saw that coming.
Right.
And she
but
has the hair,
Well-
the colors.
My question here is, do you think that she has playability outside of the Loki show?
I think it depends on how the writers use her.
No,
It depends on what people do to her.
Yeah.
fair, sure.
I
don't
think
know,
she's a fine actress.
hard
I just
telling.
don't think the writing served her as well as a character. She's a plot
It's hard
device.
telling because
Because I
could see
think
her
partly
also
is she
dying,
wasn't really
too.
like the main focus, right? Like our
No,
Loki
she
was
wasn't.
kind of the central thing. I mean, hence the title of the show, right? Loki.
Which you could have had an entire show about Sylvie, who's fucking raised herself on apocalypses.
Right.
That's not the most nutty shit ever. To whatever age she is, probably hundreds of thousands of years old, meaning she's just seen death and wanton destruction for probably several hundred years.
I just
And I felt like I was more behind Sylvie's irrationality than I was Quill's in Infinity War, because
Yeah, because Quills was over some pussy.
This girl spent like decades hiding in apocalypses, seeing nothing but death and destruction. And when she finally gets to the door of that, she said, "I just need a moment." And like as soon as that comes out of her mouth, the door's open, and like, oh, I guess I'm not getting my moment to like fucking reconcile with myself.
right.
So yeah, of course she's just like kind of thrown off and emotional, and also the fact that not only is Kang keep pushing her, but she was already pissed from the get-go, and for the man who's ruined her life to have just such a jovial, carefree attitude, that'd be infuriating.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for someone to just
That
like
makes
not even be stoic, but just like yeah, this is what I had to do, and it's a game. Sorry, that sucks. You're a crybaby. You're a fucking liar. Go fuck yourself. Like yeah, of course she'd want to kill him. Like
Right.
Yeah,
sense to
I
me.
just
I
I
think-
just can't shake the feeling that the only direction they're going to go with her is her being Enchantress and most likely dying. At
No,
some
I mean,
point.
Loki
yeah.
that dies.
maybe they won't bridge her. Who knows?
Well, I think
I'm
the
s-
cool thing with the Kang actor too is just this idea that kind of like what Will was saying. This is probably dude's probably going to have the chance to really like act his ass off because he has to play like different versions of himself, right?
Right.
And you got Immortus, you got Kang, you got He Who Remains, you got Nathaniel Richards, you got who was it? Kama Tut?
Yeah.
What's the ancient?
Was it Is it
Egyptian-
Ramatut? I think.
Ramatut.
Ramatut.
You got potential for him to show up in a bunch of random bullshit because that's what Kang is. A
Yeah,
bunch of
so
random
people-
Richards bullshit.
Yeah, so people that are, like upset with the way he acted in this, I think it makes sense for where his character's supposed to be, but there is potential for him to act a different way in
'cause I can-
other stuff.
You can tell by the statue that Kang's character is vastly different from He Who Remains.
Right, yeah.
Just by the power stance. and the tunic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nick, what do you think? Your thoughts? You manifested.
Yeah, Nick.
From the sacred timeline.
I think he's writing his thoughts.
You can talk, bro. The sound is.
Yeah, you can words.
Yeah, you can.
Thanos was actually kind of goofy the first time he showed up in the movie.
I like how
He was also black.
I think we've also
Yeah,
said
he
several
was.
times Thanos was kind of shit the first couple times he showed up.
Yeah, he didn't actually get Korg become a character until Infinity War.
I
It
mean,
was
I
all
still have my
about
gripes. I still have my gripes with the end version of his design. I think he looked and sounded too much like Josh Brolin.
I'm
Yeah.
fine
And
with that.
he
Josh
I think
Brolin's a
the
scary
same
man.
Guardians
Guardians 1,
like
he was fucking perfect.
Well, yeah, I also think Thanos' whole mission itself as well, the more you think about it, the more it really kind of falls apart. And I think...
That's anything that involves genocide.
Yeah, but
Because I love Killmonger. It's like, I was like, take down the oppressor. Yeah, and their children and kids.
Right.
It's a little much.
Yeah, it's...
We
I
don't
don't know.
burn their
Like,
families. It's like, whoa there, the wire
Yeah,
boy.
I
Relax.
don't know. It's a complex thing. I think a lot of people have different thoughts on it.
I think he just looked
I didn't
too
mind
humanoid. He looked too humanoid by the time Infinity War came around.
it. Right.
He looked too
Wanted to
much.
have
He
no
looked,
nose, didn't she?
He was just a
Nadia
purple dude.
He looked more rigid and monster-like in Guardians 1, and like I like that. And his voice was a little deeper, and it's like, yeah, like that's the menacing Thanos that he should have been, I think.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
you could have
'cause, he
still
talked a lot more.
you could have still humanized that look and that tone of voice in Infinity War and Endgame. It would have been a little more tricky to do, and I understand why that they made him look more like Josh Brolin for that very purpose. They wanted Thanos to come off as almost sympathetic, or at least empathetic to some degree. But I still think that they should have just kept like the.
You know why I don't think they? You know why I think they
sort of
changed
more
him?
alien
Luke?
monster look to him. I
think the technology just
way
got
more
better.
badass, but
Why'd they change him?
I digress.
I think it's a combination
Sorry.
of both of those
Ranting
things.
now at this point.
I feel like they changed him to look more human, because making him look more human makes him look more real. If he looks more alien, our brains know that that's not a real thing. And I feel like obviously we're still conscious of that when we're watching it, but because it looks something like us, it looks like it could be real. Like those close-up shots of Thanos, I'm like, that's a dude. That's a real purple dude right there.
Yeah, can you back up?
With his wide eyes, I'm like, that's a CGI dude right there.
I cut out,
That's a
dude.
CGI
I heard
alien,
nothing.
man.
What?
He was-
I cut out and I heard almost nothing.
Aaron was talking about how making him more realistic looking kind of helps in the potential for relatability.
Well, no, that's exactly what I was saying, and then everything went silent. Like I was saying the same thing. Like I understand why they did that, because they wanted you to feel like sort of empathetic or sympathetic to Thanos. You know, they wanted to kind of humanize him a little bit, but you still could have done that with the grotesque monster look. It just, it would have been a little harder.
It might have been a slightly harder sell, but I also think the technology probably got better for the details. So it's like we have the money to put the details into Josh Brolin's face. Like, let's be real. A 9-foot tall purple Josh Brolin is a terrifying sight.
Yeah, Grimace is a really scary sight to behold.
Yeah. Look, man, 9 foot anything 9 feet tall is automatically a little bit more intimidating than at regular size.
Yeah.
You get a rabbit that's 9 feet tall, you're like, shit, I have to deal with this. Big ass turds.
Should we give final thoughts? Because like Loki in general, like I was fine with it. I had like problems with it for sure as I was going through it. It's definitely not my favorite of the shows. I think it was fine. I'll just say that it was fine.
It was great.
Yeah. And thought it was great. Luke thinks it's fine. Other Luke, what you think?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I liked it. I wouldn't go as far as to say it was great. I think there was a couple great episodes.
You didn't see Agents of Shield, bro.
The finale was great. It was a total cliffhanger, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Like
I mean,
2 or
it was
3
like
years
a show. It felt like a show season finale. It felt more natural.
And so, like, I didn't
of an
know that we
ending
were getting a
than
season 2.
the other two shows.
I didn't know either. I thought this was going to be a one and done.
That's why
I kind of wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I like. I'm okay with one and done. It's okay, Nick. I'll be the one with the controversial opinion. It's my least favorite of the live action show so far. Despite me really enjoying episodes 5 and 6,
I don't know, man. WandaVision, I think, really shit the bed pretty hard.
I mean, WandaVision's still my favorite.
As soon as they introduced Agatha as the antagonist, I feel like WandaVision would definitely be my favorite if Agatha wasn't there.
And WandaVision is still my favorite, and I like. Here's the thing: I think 5 and 6, like I said, I think Loki has the strongest ending, but it also kind of occurred to me, normies are
best.
I think Falcon Winter Soldier is the best. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I actually kind of agree with that. But that's just because I have a bias for like the second Captain America movie, and it just gave me heavy Winter Soldier vibes.
Yeah, I kind of have I have a bit of a bias for like just that kind of setting that they set up, right? Like just the very more grounded Marvel idea.
So you're attracted to more grounded Marvel than like weird out there Marvel.
Space shit.
I wouldn't say that. I think that I appreciate the writing and the more grounded stuff a little bit more.
I got
get more into that in a minute.
So he likes Zack Snyder.
Yeah, I love Zack Snyder.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I feel like the show was fine. Like my final thoughts. The show was fine. I enjoyed most of the episodes a lot. Episode 3 was incredibly boring, but overall, it was
the train one, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'm very excited we're getting a season 2.
I'm kind of not gonna lie. Like when the end credit scene, I'm just like, oh, is it gonna be some interesting like Kang walking through a portal, or it's like Loki will return in season 2? I'm like, oh, pretty. Yeah,
I didn't. I that also kind of. I was like, okay. I guess that's the post credit scene.
That's probably my biggest issue with Loki is I'm more interested in what it sets up than the character arc that it's trying to develop.
Right, and I think most projects in the MCU for me, to be honest.
What?
Like, I feel like that's most projects in the MCU for me, to be honest.
Yeah,
like most of the projects are middle ground. Like, well, this was okay, but I'm curious to see what it's setting up. That's exactly how I feel about Black Widow.
Right. Okay. So that's a good segue. To that in a second. I would also say that's like my biggest gripe.
Perfect segue.
Yeah,
right.
That's my biggest gripe too, as well. I'm sorry. I just want to say this really quick.
Go ahead.
They always do this thing where it's like, oh, that movie was okay, or I would even say the majority of movies that I've seen, because you all fucking rag on me about it, I don't like them, but fucking, I was like, okay, that's a cool thing that they set up though, and then like when we actually get there, I'm like, what the fuck? They didn't do anything with that. That sucked. Like, fucking, when Winter Soldier sets up the Hydra shit, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so fucking sick, and then like Age of Ultron immediately just goes, all right, this is the last Hydra base. I was like, what the fuck? Like, really?
Yeah. That's Whedon for you.
Oh, Josh.
This is most shit anyway. Fucking quantum realm bullshit. Who gives a fuck?
Right, and
that's the thing that occurred to me. I'm just like, boy, Ant-Man is fucked. He's so
I was speculating for a long time too about where they're going to introduce the idea of Kang, because I'm like, there's no fucking way they're wasting Kang like in it and like as an introduction in fucking Ant-Man.
Right.
Like there's no way. So it had to be Loki.
Yeah.
I feel like Jonathan Majors as Kang is gonna pop up in a lot more stuff before we even get to Ant-Man, to be honest.
Oh
like
no,
all the end credit scenes are like small cameos in the movies.
I think where this is all leading up eventually by either the end of phase 4 or phase 5, I think this is leading into Secret Wars. Like all what I was going to say. All the signs are there. I mean, really, the only 2 individuals left to really show up, in order for that to happen. I guess what I'm going off comic books here is
Doom and Molecule Man.
Well, I was going to say not even Doom, but yeah, I was going to say Owen Reese and I was going to say the Beyonder.
Right. He's talking OG Secret Wars.
I'm first Secret Wars. Sorry, I was thinking of Secret Wars 2015.
No. I mean, and there's a lot of big stretches there, but I just think like with the branching of the multiverse here and them introducing various versions of Kang, and by the way, I don't now like because whenever they announced that Kang was going to be introduced in Ant-Man 3, I just thought, oh my god, he's going to be like a fucking one and done throwaway character. I don't think that that's it at all now. Actually, I think that he's probably going to be the next Thanos.
I think so too. Yeah.
And I think that's going to culminate in Secret Wars. Instead of, it's going to be like Secret Wars is going to be the new Endgame.
And if you want to hear a big brain prediction in the last episode, kind of because the cards are just out on the table. My prediction is just like in these movies, we're gonna get villains that we're gonna be like, oh, that's so and so from this one-off Avengers comic, and then like by the end, it's gonna be revealed it's a version of Kang.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like, it's like, who's this? Oh, this is a Tatamar. It's like Tatamar. Surprise! It was I, Ramatut.
Right.
Just another one of the Kangs across the multiverse.
Yeah, and I think Will added
It
on
was
to it. This is
Ramatut
probably,
all along.
yeah, this is probably going to culminate in fucking Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah,
which
absolutely.
kind of makes me think that they might cast William Jackson Harper as Reed, because for some reason they don't believe that black people can have white descendants.
I think he means John Krasinski.
Who do you think you're gonna cast?
William Jackson Harper. That's one of the fan casts I've been seeing going around. He'd be a great pick. Don't get me wrong. He'd do a bang up job. I also feel like Marvel's trying to be slightly more diverse with their casting now that they've booted Ike Perlmutter to the curb, which again, that'll lead us into our next discussion.
Right.
They're gonna cast Will Smith as Reed Richards and then Jada as
don't do that to my brain, Aaron. It makes it confused.
Will and Jada as the Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic.
I really don't know how I
Black
feel about John
Fantastic
Watts
Four
being
would
Fantastic
make me.
Four.
An all black, like BET's Fantastic Four would be the most confusing shit.
BET's Fantastic Four.
And Blastic Four.
Also, I really want a multiversal cameo as like Chris Evans as fucking what's his name? Johnny. There we go.
Yeah.
Who would y'all cast as Black Thing and Black Johnny if we have Will and Jada as Reed and Sue? Who's gonna be Black Doom? MF Doom is dead. No, it'll be
It's
true.
They had the perfect pick.
Fucking Rip Doom.
Fucking Rip, yeah.
Rip
That was
to
sad,
the legend.
dude.
Lord Metal
Face.
Face.
I'm fucking upset at school when I was teaching, and they were like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Fucking MF Doom died."
And they're like, "Who?"
They kind
And
of
you feel a
Goddamn
wrinkle
Gen
grow across
Zers.
your skin. Who would be
Doom?
Black Johnny?
Black
Who'd be
Doom
Black
is
Johnny.
Denzel.
Who?
Denzel Washington.
Is Doom?
As Black Doom.
Is it bad
still
that
think-
No, man, fuck that. It'll be John David Washington.
I still think Michael Fassbender would make a great Doom.
Michael Fassbender would be a great black person. Like, whatever, fuck it. He can act his ass off. Like,
I'm still kind of upset Mads Mikkelsen got wasted.
He did.
Because he would have been a
Okay.
really cool Doom.
He would have been. Oh,
I don't know.
didn't
Who
even
knows?
think of that.
Maybe Doom will be who's the pretty handsome Mandalorian boy?
Oh, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal is Doom.
He would be a good Doom. But
Yeah.
I don't know. He's
He's too kind. His spirit is too sweet.
Well, no, he doesn't. He
gentle
doesn't
boy.
really look. He doesn't really look like Eastern European. Like.
But you think they're going to go canon with this and actually make him
hope
Eastern European?
so. My God, I'm like they in the last two Fantastic Four franchises, they've only teased that his ancestry, and it's like he doesn't even have an accent. Like he's supposed to have an accent.
He's going to be Victor Van Damme.
I
Like
hope
Ultimates.
so. I hope so.
And have his little backwards paperclip goat legs.
Fucking goat feet. You know what? They
That's
fucking
John Cena's
erased that
Doom.
anyway. They literally erased that. It doesn't matter.
Let's see. I don't want to do Terry Crews as the thing. I'm trying to think about like somebody else who's stocky.
I feel like we should probably talk about Black Widow.
You want to fan cast the Fan Blastic Four?
I mean, y'all can if you want. I'm just saying.
Okay, I think this is
docket.
this is where I take my leave, boys.
All right, man.
He goes back to the
He
scene.
came
I do,
exclusively
okay.
to shit talk Loki. We
I
appreciate you
do.
for it.
Yes, I do
Fuck
plan
Loki.
on. I do plan on watching Black Widow. I just haven't seen it yet. I'm going to watch it either. I'm probably going to watch it tomorrow. So,
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, you know where to find it.
all right, my boys. You have a good night. Thank you very much
Sure.
for letting me rant. Talk to you later.
Of course.
Later.
We'll see you, Lucal.
Yeah. So, without further ado, let's get into There he goes, back into the void of the timeline.
Back into the void.
Let's talk about Black Widow, which came out last week. We've all seen it. Nick's just chilling in the chat, talking about how he's disappointed with the MCU, per usual. Kevin Hart would be absolutely hilarious as Ben Grimm. Can get behind that. Anyways, let's talk about our favorite Asian American actress, Scarlett Johansson, and finally her solo outing, because with Black Widow, after being delayed for a myriad of misogynistic and then environmental factors, finally have the Black Widow solo movie, and I think it's pleasant. I enjoyed it for what it was. I just think it's a quaint, relatively self-contained spy movie that unfortunately doesn't really have any stakes due to when it was produced and released. That's like the biggest enemy of this movie, I would wager, isn't even in the writing, although we can touch on that. It's the time factor. Like, I firmly believe that this movie should have taken Captain Marvel's place in terms of release, have her show up in Endgame, and then do the Captain Marvel, fucking prequel. That would have made a lot more sense than the way that we kind of got the rollout. But we got what we got in the way that we got it. But yeah. So what are y'all thinking, Aaron? Then Luke. What y'all think about the movie?
Luke, do you want to go first?
You can go first if you want, because I feel like I'm gonna be the outside on this one.
I didn't really like it that much. No lie.
There we go.
It was okay.
Okay.
I left me just feeling like kind of empty.
Oh no!
I feel like some stuff.
It left me dead inside.
It left me dead inside. I had to take a cold shower after.
Damn.
No, it was okay. Like, it was serviceable. I don't think the time period it takes place makes sense for the constant question of solo Marvel movies. Are like, well, we're the other heroes. Like, you don't have to worry about that with this one because it's set in between Civil War and Infinity War. But I feel
also
like
very explicit.
Right, they like make sure like, oh, she's part of the Avengers. Oh, where's your Avengers family? Blah, blah, blah. I think a more narratively, more narratively and character place of strength would have been set either between Avengers 1 and Captain America 2, or between Cap 2 and Avengers 2. I think those would have been really strong places for this movie to have taken place. I think the movie does a lot to. It doesn't do much for Black Widow as a character. I feel like Black Widow, because we know.
Okay, Natasha is a character. Let's be specific here.
Yeah, Natasha. We know where Natasha is before this movie takes place, and we know where she is after. So because of those things, we can't really give her a character arc. I don't really feel like she had an arc in this movie, and I feel like there's no mention of the movie before or afterwards. So it makes it feel inconsequential. And the movie itself, the events that take place, feel inconsequential because it's like Hydra Light with like this organization, a secret organization that's been around in the shadows for years that they have to go take down. And I feel like, yeah, you see the villain over the course of the beginning of the movie and the montage, and you see him at the end, and the fucking stupid shit with the pheromones or whatever to explain why she can't fight a fat dude.
They should have just said it was cologne. I don't know why they went with pheromones. Like, yeah, cologne would it be like, okay, he can like put that on.
I just thought it was dumb. I felt like, I don't know. I feel like they could have, for the type of villain that he was, it would have been beneficial and felt natural for them to do the female empowerment movie if the Red Room and her whole experience of that is the trauma that she tries to bury is the one thing, one part of her life as her as like a tough, independent woman that she can't confront. I feel like if she would have felt resistance towards that, or like if we would have seen some sort of trauma or fear associated with Dreykov, because he's essentially like the MCU equivalent of like a Harvey Weinstein. And I feel like if they would have leaned into that would have been really powerful. But I feel like they didn't want to go that into it. They just wanted to make it a light, fun movie about it felt like I wanted it to be two movies at once. I wanted it to be the Black Widow family movie, like to introduce these new characters, while lightly trying to be this empowerment movie about taking down the establishment that controls women. And I feel like if it chose either one of those paths and really committed to it, it could have been a good movie. But because it didn't really fully commit to either, it kind of left me feeling nothing.
There's a really like interesting dark subtext there that I really wish they would have leaned into more about the whole, little girls being kidnapped and trafficked and used for like nefarious deeds across the world. Like, I'm like, that's a really interesting angle, and kind of like what you were pointing out with the trauma and everything. It's like, maybe we could have explored that a little deeper. Like, they literally say that Yelena was one of the best trained child soldiers in the history of the Red Room, if not the world. I'm like, that's nightmarish.
Like, I think it would have been cool if instead of Taskmaster, or they could have done one of two things. Either instead of Taskmaster, it was mind-controlled Elena trying to take her down, and then she had to free her own sister. Or it could have been Elena was Taskmaster, and he had to do that. Or she was, like, her rival or whatever when she was younger, and then she had to... I don't know. I feel like there's a bunch of angles they could have taken to not only establish her as Black Widow, or like a new Black Widow, but also would have made her a strong adversary, because she's the only one that I felt was holding toe to toe with Natasha. Like, yeah, Taskmaster was there, I guess, but I never felt threatened by him. Like, I felt more of a threat from Bucky's Winter Soldier than I did as Taskmaster.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Luke, what are your thoughts about Widow movie?
I'm a lot more. I'm a lot more warm on it. I'll say this, like, okay, here's the thing. I've got the quote right here, because I remember the writer kind of responded to the Taskmaster stuff. And I think it's a kind of a weak defense, but basically this is what I'm going to say. I think it's interesting. I think it's a worse version of Winter Soldier. I think also down to like the stakes themselves. It's kind of weird. The villains in Black Widow aren't really set up that much. Like, so, okay, the plot is essentially, let's take down the Red Room that I thought was destroyed, but turns out it's still around, right? While we're trying to do this, we're going to get hunted down every now and then by this RoboCop, Terminator, Power Ranger dude that can mimic people's moves for 2 seconds. I'm going to meet the former people that pretended to be my family. We're going to inextricably get taken to the Red Room, and the bad guys are going to make the mistake of underestimating assassins that they train to be the ultimate killers, and the Red Room's going to get destroyed. Also, Taskmaster is some girl that Black Widow killed once
allegedly
to destroy the Red Room. So, that's some clear character motivational stuff or whatever the fuck that was. Like, I liked the character stuff between Nat's family. I thought David Harbour was really enjoyable. I thought he was entertaining. Yelena, I like way more than Natasha.
She stole the movie, and it makes me a little sad.
Florence Pugh, is that her name?
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh.
Pepe
She's
Pew.
a great actress. I really like her a lot. So
Yeah.
part of me is kind of sad that she's in this because it makes me kind of worried.
She's too damn good.
Well, it makes me worried that like, oh, I really hope that her career is not limited by being in a Marvel movie. Like, because she's a great actress, so I'm kind of worried if that limits the kind of roles that she gets now. But
no, I think she's established herself well enough with prior roles and shown her diversity to know that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so.
She can do other things.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, she's great. Like, she can literally play anything. But
right.
So she was great.
Play Kang.
Right. Second form of business. I'm kind of realizing, I don't know why it's taking me this long, but I kind of realize I kind of hate the Marvel costume design.
I feel like
all of the tactical gear in this movie looked horrible. Like it looked like Halloween Party
Except
City
for
costumes.
Yelena's vest, because that thing is
like just real clothing.
I really like
way more believable than these Power Ranger fucking.
Yeah. Power Ranger has good design, man. Power Ranger has better design than some.
Okay, like this plasticky fucking Party City shit, right? Like, I don't know what it is about it. Like, it's just this movie. It really bothered me.
Over designed,
especially with Taskmaster, because I was like, all right, look, I don't want to harp on this too much because I think a lot of the people that are complaining about it are coming at it from the comic accuracy side, right? And I kind of. Here's my thing. I like Taskmaster a lot. Yes, he is wasted in this movie. Or she is wasted in this movie. B.
You can come back.
Taskmaster looks horrible in this movie. Like, that costume sucks, right? And it's not even just like the fact of, oh, he doesn't have a skull face, right? It's like, why does this fucking secret underground, like, Russian cell project have this thing that's dressed up in bright blue and orange? Like, it doesn't make sense, right? Like it clashes super
who's gonna live
hard
to tell about the Taskmaster?
Right.
Can I tell you about can I point out some shit that really didn't make fucking sense?
Yeah.
But
the fact that they go to get Red Guardian from the prison, right?
Yeah.
And then their plane crashes.
I think I know what you're about to say. Yeah.
They're on their way to get the mom. They've all been raised and associated with this fucking spy organization for years of their life. And these people are walking down a fucking road in the middle of the day where she can snipe them at any time? Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Your mom, the wife from The Mummy, wouldn't do that to you after those 3 years in Ohio. I will say this, it does have a pretty strong opening. I think the movie actually.
The intro is really good. I do like it.
Very Stranger Things.
But it was good.
I could have done without the "Smells Like Teen Spirit" cover. I feel like
that was kind of odd. I'm just like, why?
I feel like we're not in the 2010s anymore. We don't really need to do that anymore.
I've well done "Zombies" by the Cranberries. Actually, "Zombies" probably would have made more sense because that's a song about war. They're child soldiers. Why do you smell like Teen Spirit? Why not fucking zombies?
Yeah,
it's weird.
I mean, they even had American Pie, like, as a motif, which works, I think, much better than "Smells Like Teen Spirit." So I don't know why they used
that would have actually. It would have made it creepier actually if you heard like the gentle American jaunt of American Pie. Put to like these atrocities of little girls being kidnapped and forced into like spy training camps and shit.
Right. And
like
again,
the
that's
contrast
the whole thing too.
Would have hit
kind of like what y'all were talking about, right? The intro and like the general setup of the movie really fucking good, because the plot is essentially, okay, let's break these girls from their brainwashing, right? These girls that have been suffering, right? And I was like, okay, full on spy movie, let's go, right?
It doesn't have to be, blow up the world, the galaxy's at risk. I'm like, no, that's a fine, interesting plot that doesn't break my suspension of disbelief.
And I even joked about it last week where I was like, he's gonna unleash all these Black Widows on the Earth, and I was like, who fucking cares, right? But it's different in the movie because that's not the plot. The plot is literally just, we're taking this down because it's wrong to brainwash girls and do this to them, right?
Yes.
But
Morally
they go
dubious.
into like this fucking fortress in space, or not space, in the fucking upper atmosphere, and like, I have a pheromone so you can't attack me, so make him punch me so that I'm not like, it's just all this like weird, like very convenient shit that happens like in the last act.
You're telling me the amount of fights that Black Widow's been in, and the amount of time that bitch has been punched in the face, that nerve wasn't severed by that point?
Yeah,
from years ago.
Hey, let's say this. She was eating those hits from Drogov. Like she really took that. She took that shit on the chin like a G. I gotta give her a prop for that. She took like 4 strong fists. I'm like, damn, he hits like a bitch.
And
also
in the most emasculating scene.
Yo, also in the most Fast 9 bullshit I've ever seen. The fact was where she's fighting all of the Black Widows by herself. Like all these.
Hey, but they did get her. They did gang up on her and started beating her ass.
This is a trope that bothers me because it happens a lot, and I know that this is nitpicky as hell. I totally get that. I'm kind of sick of the fucking trope of like, these 2 special secret agents are just a little bit better than these other special secret agents that have the same training, right? Like,
nigga, they all have like the gauntlet shit. Just shoot her. Like, you don't need to fight her. Just shoot her.
It makes
she gotta eat these hits, bro. She thinks
like they're falling for like
here.
fucking goon shit. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh no, she got alley jumped by the rest of the widow. Like, Aaron, you've seen that, heard that video snippet. It's like, nah, let him get up. And you just hear nothing but fist flying. That's what happened to her.
They just got that special something, man. You don't even know, right?
But, beat her ass.
Yeah.
Okay, you know another reason why this movie is not great is the fact that, like how you said, Luke, how it's like a worse version of Winter Soldier. What especially brings that to be true is the fact that this movie starts on the premise of that the Red Room, who we thought up to this point was done, annihilated, like destroyed, for them to bring it back, for it just to get destroyed again and have no bearing whatsoever on the future. I'm like, okay, you just brought it back for nothing, essentially.
Which I'll say this, I kind of want like rather than a Loki season 2, I'd rather watch like a Widows of the Red Room show about a bunch of women going around the world, saving these girls that are brainwashed by like the Red Room and shit, and maybe like Taskmaster turning into a anti-hero for hire, like a mercenary, and secondly, having her fucking talk, but just like kind of turning her more into the traditional Taskmaster by being around other interesting, positive, diverse women, kind of giving her her personality back, and like the family that she didn't have when she got blown to smithereens by Scarlett Johansson in a building.
Okay,
that's some cold shit. I will say that.
On that note, right? Because I could go on and on about Taskmaster, right? Not just that the character's not the same, or like the character feels like a waste.
He's not. He doesn't.
Like,
he doesn't have the memory and shit.
Well, but the same thing as well. This Taskmaster barely has any semblance on the plot, right? Winter Soldier is in the fucking title. The mystery of the Winter Soldier is like a key part of that movie. And this character pretty much plays the same thing, but they don't really matter because
the real feels like an afterthought.
Yeah, it feels like an afterthought, right? And on that note, this is from an interview with Jenna Anderson and Brandon Davis. It was on something called the Phase Zero podcast. So they talked to the writer Eric Pearson, and he touched on Taskmaster. He kind of talked about it. And so this is what he said. He said, let me see. All right, down here. No, I mean, it was more discussion of how do we make, because Taskmaster was going to be involved, and there was versions before I came that was Tony Masters. And it felt, I kept thinking, I was like, can this guy somehow not just be a goon? Like, I don't want, like, and yeah, they kept all the likes in there. Because Dreykov in the Red Room is the thing that's tied into Natasha personally and her past. A giant, nefarious, as we learn, spy station that is circling the globe in the atmosphere. So why is there this guy? Like, why would this guy be an arm of them? That's what I kept trying to be like. Trust me, I looked very, very far for like, how do we get this Tony Masters guy to believably be an agent of the Red Room? It just kind of leaned more towards other things were making sense. Other parts of the puzzle were adding up. Oh, they stole from Ohio the cellular blueprint of the basal ganglia, the way to deconstruct free will. Okay, they've got the ability to rebuild the mind. Oh, Dreykov's daughter, Natasha used her as bait, blew her up. Well, what if she didn't survive and this guy who has, a lot of brain science, is that a good way to find these photographic reflexes? It just seemed to make more sense. And I would argue it would make a lot more sense to just not use Taskmaster.
Right. See, hearing that makes me now think that Taskmaster was like a studio mandate from Feige that he has to be in the movie.
It feels like
probably
it was.
some Thunderbolt shit.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. You can have Tony Master. I actually don't mind the twist of Taskmaster being Dragov's daughter. I think the issue is, like you guys were pointing out, is that she's kind of underused, where it's, you could easily just say, oh, it's a woman with a voice modulator, that's why everyone assumes it's a man from the build, because it's probably a man who's the stunt person. But and I hear that the actress that played Taskmaster is like really good, but Taskmaster's fucking mute in this movie, so it's like it'd be interesting to have like the one time you can throw in a few more quips. Taskmaster's probably a good bet.
Remember,
you could have applied the personality of Tony Masters onto Antonia.
Well, here's my other thing, and again, tying it back to Winter Soldier, because again, like we've kind of mentioned, this movie is a lot of parallels with that.
It's the Summer Soldier.
The main dude, the main bad guy in Winter Soldier. What was his name again? Was it Pierce?
Alexander.
Yeah, Alexander.
Yeah, was it Alexander Pierce?
Alexander Pierce.
Yeah, damn. Surprised we remember that.
Remember all the screen time that he had. All the screen time that he had to kind of build up himself and to build up like his sort of goals and his machinations, right? He built a personality. We kind of got to know him a little bit, right? We kind of got to know the threat that he posed. Dreykov doesn't show up until like the very fucking end of this movie.
No, he was at the beginning in Cuba, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Yes, in his fucking tracksuit. Okay,
but
you're right,
you're
Will.
right.
So this point doesn't matter now. He was at the beginning for 5 minutes. He was at the end for 10.
He's only at the beginning at the end. I'm agreeing with you. I was just saying I think I remember him at the beginning.
I know. Anyway, Dreykov is not in this movie enough to build himself as a threat, right? We don't get to know how far his motivations reach. Same thing with Taskmaster. We don't get enough of that building of a relationship between Natasha and Dreykov to where the Taskmaster reveal matters. If that whole thing kept coming up, if they kept butting heads or they kept talking or we kept seeing him, that reveal would make more sense. I would be fine with that reveal at that point. My problem is it makes no fucking sense with the way the movie's set up right now. Like Will said, it almost seems like this was a last minute change.
And I actually have a separate gripe that came to mind. And again, like I say this as someone who's like, I was entertained by the movie. I enjoyed it. I might actually pick it up because I was like one of the 6 people that's like, yeah, I want to see the Black Widow movie. I'm intrigued to see where it goes as a midquel. That said, the action sequences, I think the concepts were good. The way they were choreographed was good. The editing fucking is killing me, man. Because I'm like, can we it's not as bad as some were in like the Winter Soldier, which again, very good action scenes. Can we hold on the shot for longer than a half second? Like, I get it. You want to hide the stunt people, but I'm sure that the actors and actresses are putting in a lot of work to also do the best that they can. Can you hold on a shot during the fight? Because I think they're very interesting fights. Like in the movie, I'd say probably the one with Natasha and Yelena is probably my favorite one.
Yeah, that was probably the best fight in the movie.
Which, like, granted, we saw that 2 years ago. We saw the beginning of that fight, but nonetheless, like, it was probably the easiest to kind of follow without it jump. It's like punch, jump, kick, jump. Move around, twirl, jump. It's like just trust the people that do your stunts and shoot your movie. And just like, and when you're, in the process of storyboarding it, why don't you storyboard the fight and choreograph the fight to be in a way where it can just kind of like stay for a couple seconds, just like let it. Maybe because I've been watching too many like stuntmen react, but just seeing a fight that can kind of hold for a second. Like, remember Blade when he was killing dudes with a katana and you got to see it happen for like 5 seconds? It's like, wow, that's really cool the way he's turning these motherfuckers to ash and dust. But here it's just so the editing on it, I'm just like, it does. When they talk, they hold on them talking. Why can't you hold on them fighting? They're interesting fights, I think, conceptually.
Conceptually, right. When
Right.
Taskmaster used Black Panther claws for 2 seconds and then went right back to a knife.
Yeah, just like the trailer told us he would. And he jumped off his chest like Spider-Man.
I was also looking forward to seeing Red Guardian actually fight and do something. And I love David Harbour in the role.
Yeah.
He knew shit the
really
whole
do
movie.
anything.
Yeah.
He sucked. I'm come on, bro. You're better than this.
He was good in the movie, but I think they could have given him more to work with.
Yeah,
you can make him the comic relief, but also try to make him a badass. So you can't just all the glory days the whole time and not show why he was the glory days in the first place. You know what I mean?
Hey, because I'm kind of with you on that. It's like Yelena had her moment in the sun. Yelena was a fucking riot the whole movie. I loved her. I'm not saying I didn't like Natasha, but like,
except her mom was a fucking paperweight. She didn't do shit.
Oh, bro. Oh, wait. Now that you bring up the on, you reminded me. This movie had a awful case of floating accent syndrome, which I haven't seen since you went to see Dark Phoenix.
Oh, that's true.
Your girl Jean Grey could not hold an American accent worth a damn. No shade to Sansa Stark, but like, god damn, the accents were all over the place, and they were either really on or off, or they were like, they were clearly American trying to do Russian. The best one was probably Florence Pugh, and the best description, I think Double Toasted, like, her voice is already low, so it's a little bit more believable. It's like, David Harbour sounds like, if any of us, it's like, yes, of course, Natasha, we must go forth and destroy the Red Room. And it's like, all right. Vladimir, get the fuck out of here.
Vladimir.
Yeah, also, Nick typed in the chat, there was an Ursa Major Easter egg, and I hated it. He hated that Easter egg.
Like the constellation?
No, there's a character in Marvel Comics, Ursa Major, basically part of Winter Guard. I'm trying to get my facts right. What I know is that Ursa Major is like a bear. It is a person that is a bear. Right.
That's hilarious.
So the dude that he's arm wrestling in the prison, he calls him Ursa. And then he calls him, big bear or whatever. And the minute that clicked in my head, I was like, oh, okay. I guess we're ashamed of our bears, huh? I guess we're ashamed.
Why couldn't it just be a big gay man? That's the bear we need in Marvel, in a Russian prison.
Yeah.
This weirdly diverse Russian prison that had Asians and black people in there. I'm like, what the fuck are they in there for?
I was about to say, it's a little weird, but okay, whatever.
I mean, Asians kind of make sense, I guess, if you're talking geographically. The fuck did the black people come from? What did they do?
Yeah, I wasn't sure how I could fact check that, but I mean, I'm sure there are black people in Russia. I don't know if they are native to Russia.
All these Nigerians from.
Anyway. I thought it was okay. I thought it had some good stuff, but actually, the more that we're talking about it, the more I'm just kind of thinking like, yeah, it's kind of just a worst version of a better movie.
I mean, I feel bad for ScarJo, or she hates being called that, Scarlett Johansson, because like she EP'd this movie. That means she had a little bit more input than the average person, and like. There's an interesting movie there talking about like female empowerment. Like, I think this movie does a better job at being a feminist superhero piece than Captain Marvel does. Because it's like, yeah, you have a lot of women who are shown to be competent and powerful and fucking murderers.
Well,
and but also have this guy behind the scenes that's like trying to manipulate the things and sees women as disposable. So I'm like, okay, so you managed to, kind of go against misogyny without explicitly saying we have to stop him because he's a bad man. It's like, he's because like David Harbour's a dick, but he's not a misogynist, really.
Right. Well, not intentionally, but
not intentionally.
I think the main problem is like it's a Marvel movie. Those are cool ideas, but you can't do that like fully.
They did it in Iron Man 1 for like
right, but that was before
he was blowing
Disney,
up terrorists left and right.
That
so
was before that was before Disney got involved. Will
that's true? Yeah, because it's just like I think you can do it with a PG-13 rating and like touch on those elements and have them be serious. Because like all intents and purposes, like when the movie had humor. I think the humor landed because it was mostly used when it should have been. And it was usually when people are sitting down and talking. I'm like, yeah, that's a fine time to have a little bit of compression and character building. But it wasn't like, there weren't too many moments of we're fighting, here's a joke. Like outside of, I think maybe Red Guardian had a quip when he fought Taskmaster. And like it was sort of a joke when they used all the darts to take him down. Because like, I mean, he's a big bitch. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Kind of a joke, but
yeah, also I thought they were making fun of Joss Whedon when Yelena was kind of shit talking Natasha's posing, right?
Posing shit I think was one of the funniest
bits. Then they pose
bits.
several times in the movie, and then that makes me think like, oh, okay, so we'll make fun of it, but we'll just keep doing it. Okay.
And to be fair, Yelena also took the piss out of it when she did it. And what makes it worse is somebody posted kind of a side-by-side of Yelena's and Natasha's. And Yelena's pose was actually better.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So I'm just like, God damn, Natasha can't have shit. Like, I think that's the most egregious thing is like Natasha should be her movie. And it gets stolen, it gets usurped by her baby sister, and I kind of feel bad. But I'm like, Natasha deserves a little better. Her death got undercut in Endgame because Tony Stark died for our sins, and now Natasha finally gets her own solo movie. Psych, no, it's a setup for her sister to get revenge.
Also, can we address the fact that it didn't make fucking sense that she stayed behind for Ross to come, quote unquote, get her, and then it cut to 2 weeks later? I was like, what the fuck was the point of that? What was that?
Yeah, did she just run really fast? I don't.
Like, why didn't she just get in the plane?
No,
just drop me off somewhere else. Like, that didn't make sense.
Wait, which? Oh, yeah. She was at the end.
Yeah,
the trucks were coming, and then it's just like somehow Natasha got away.
Like, hold on, I need to stay. I need this badass shot of cars coming to get me in the background.
Maybe
you guys fly off.
Maybe she hid in the debris like really well. She is a spy.
Why?
She's wearing a skin tight black suit.
They needed the trailer shot. That's the reason.
She's so attractive. She could be a tree and blend right in. She's like in her skin tight black bodysuit.
It bottom line, it did not make sense. You're right here.
I mean, well, I don't know if it doesn't make sense. Okay, yeah, you're right. It doesn't make sense. They don't explain it because it's just like somehow Natasha got away.
How else did she get out of there?
The only here's the reason why it doesn't make sense for this movie to take place where it does, especially for the story that they're trying to tell. Because if this was made prior to Infinity War, like, sure, it would have made sense. Like, yeah, Black Widow, prior to the events of Infinity War, she was off with the Red Room or off with the Widows trying to like find them homing or whatever, and then she gets pulled back into the Avengers shit. But because it has to be the movie that leads into Infinity War, it doesn't make sense for the character that we've established, who has such a strong tie to breaking the Red Room, like seeing these other people like find their freedom and their power like she did. It would make more sense narratively and for her character to go with them. But because they have another movie after this, like, oh, I'll stay because I have to be in the other movie and I can't go with you guys. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a weird place for this movie to be.
I also appreciated that like every 5 fucking seconds it reminds you when this movie takes place.
Right, just in case you didn't hear the first time.
It was pretty funny. Like it happened like 3 times in a row, and I thought it was
also General Ross looks fucking weird the entire movie, and I never got over it.
Really? It didn't
looks
bother
so
me.
weird.
It's that de-aging effect, bro.
Yeah.
But no,
Oh,
Aaron,
is that what it
Aaron,
was? Okay.
probably.
I
I mean,
was-
but
I
to
was
your
wondering
point,
what
Aaron,
that
like they could have had their cake and ate it too. Like she could have gone with them and then be like, I have to, it's like, I have to go. I have to break my friends out now that we're
Right.
now that I'm safely away from the fucking Americans. It's like, but Natasha, what will it do without your leadership? And it's like, find your own path, save those girls. I have to go break the fucking Avengers out of prison.
You know, it would have been a stronger ending if she went with them and she's like on a mission with the widows, and then all of a sudden she's like, no, she's like, she does one last mission with the widows, leaves. They're like in a house celebrating or whatever, and she goes outside, and then she looks at somebody, and you just see like the back of Steve's head, and then that's it. Like Steve went to find her.
Right. Yeah.
Like you don't even need to have Chris.
You
Evans.
ain't finding shit. He was finding the back of that ass. He ain't finding a damn thing.
Now, cool thing with this, I think the coolest thing about this movie is actually the post-credit scene, because I'm actually interested in seeing Yelena in Hawkeye. Hawkeye is probably one of the other shows that I'm actually the most excited for, besides, our next topic, What If?
Yeah. And we'll get and we can kind of, I guess, go into last thoughts. But that's my thing. Had this movie come out between Infinity War and Endgame, it actually would have made it more interesting, I think, to be like, wait a minute, Hawkeye kills Black Widow. What happens? What's the context? I'm like, that would have been a crazy ass mystery for us to solve.
Yeah.
But then it's like, wait, but we watch Black Widow, fly off into the sunset with all of her multi-ethnic sisters in their skin-tight outfits and their Russian red leather daddy. It's like, what do you mean in the post-credit scene? It's like, why is Yelena going to a gravestone? Why does it have Natasha's name? What's her name from what was the fucking show? Jerry Seinfeld showing up. Is it Edith? She can't dance. What's her name? Whatever. Why is Elaine from Seinfeld showing up? Why you just let me hanging. You knew damn well it was Elaine. It's like it would have left with a lot of interesting questions for us to have going into Endgame, aside from how do the Avengers beat Thanos. It would have built up more hype, I think. But it is what it is. Like one of the biggest enemies of this movie, aside from Ike fucking Perlmutter crippling everything that has a woman or an ethnic person in it, is time. And that's why I really kind of feel bad, because like we probably could have gotten this movie if Ike wasn't so fucking gung ho about it. It's like, no one wants women's toys. I'm like, I came out of the movie, I'd buy a Yelena action figure. I get a Natasha figure. I like them as characters. I think they're neat.
You would also made this movie better if it dealt with the motif of time, or like it acknowledges or after the movie took place in the time period that it did, and the other half period took place in present day MCU with Atlanta.
Well, that would have been yeah. I mean, and that's another thing. They probably could have done more with It's like they went to Budapest. It's like, what are those? Bullet holes, arrow holes. So we're not talking. Okay, all right. Just keep teasing me. Thanks for that. I want that explained.
If we get on this train, there's a lot of different things that they could have done.
Also, to expand off of what you were saying, Luke, I'm excited for Hawkeye. Not because of Hawkeye, because sure, whatever. Tim, cool arrows.
It's a pizza dog, of course.
Right. Yeah.
But I want to see. I'm excited for Hawkeye, so they can pass the torch and we can get the Florence Pugh, Haley Steinfeld spinoff with them working together. Because I think both
Black Hawk,
great actresses.
Widow Eye,
like, the new Black Eye and Hot, the new Black,
the new Black guy,
the new Black guy. There you go.
The new Black guy, Jonathan Majors.
It all comes back to Kang, baby.
He who remains.
Well, any last thoughts on Black Widow, African American Widow, which there were some in the background, before we talk about what if, what is, what it do?
Oh, I already forgot it.
Yeah, same.
No, I mean, like as critical as I've been of the movie when we talk about it, like I wind up being entertained by it. Like I do actually would not mind owning this movie, or picking it up from a bargain bin. Like I enjoyed it. Like I wouldn't mind watching it again because it's decent in terms of being self-contained. So it's not a huge thing. Like it's a chill spy movie. I was entertained, and that's all I really wanted. It didn't feel like a waste. Oh,
Right.
Oh,
But
there are. I was just looking it up. There is actually a pretty sizable portion of African Afro-Russians in Russia.
oh,
I didn't know that.
how did they get there? It's very.
I guess
cool.
that would make sense. I don't know why I think that it wouldn't. People of African descent that have migrated to and settled in Russia. I'm
Why?
Sure
That's my question. There's
why?
nothing there for us. But snow
sure
and bears.
I'm sure part of it has something to do with
Something slave trade, something mixed racism,
stuff like that. But
Right,
you know,
right.
good to know. It's not a.
it's not as
Again,
atypical as I guess.
I was just
we're led
fact
to
checking
believe.
because part of me in my head it was like, it seems kind of maybe not good optics. A white guy is questioning whether there's black people somewhere. So we just
No, don't worry. The black guy is questioning it too because I'm uninformed. I freely
Right,
admit
right.
that. I
But
learned
anyway,
something.
that's all squared
Um,
away. So
but
it's all fine.
what if they explain it in like a future MCU project? What
Like
if,
I said, I'd
That's
watch
specifically-
I'd watch a Black Widow. Yeah, we'll get quick thing. I may have like a 6 degrees of separation to the movie in a weird way. So, one of the Black Widows, I mean black as in of African descent,
Of course.
who was one of the like stunt performers, I believe, trained with a buddy of mine who's a martial artist.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. My buddy Lee Williams, the Black Ninja.
Oh
So
shit! That's kind of cool.
If you've ever heard of Samurai, they trained together, I think, a couple of times. And she's amazingly talented. I think
Okay.
she was one of the background other widows that probably jumped Natasha.
Yeah, that's
I was trying to keep an eye out for her. Yeah, because she's a samurai who's like a stupid, dumb, talented. I got that knife game with her hand. She can like do that stupidly fast, and she practices with like katanas, swords, their martial arts. She's very talented and very very scary. But you should definitely check her out. Anyways,
That's cool. Yeah.
so that's a fun little fact. I believe so. Getting into What If, we got the official trailer for What If. There's a lot to talk about. I don't know where to start and where to begin. What If was actually the show I was most interested in of the lineup we saw for Phase 4 in terms of like television shows.
Yeah.
At least until I got confirmation that Ms. Marvel is coming. But so now it's like number 2. But nonetheless, it looks interesting. Initially, I really liked the animation, but now seeing it in motion, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
was
the
kinda
weird
my
thing.
big thing when I saw the okay, so here was my thing. I thought it was going to be like each episode was going to be like a different animation style. I don't know why I
That
thought
would've been
that.
cool.
I don't think that was confirmed anywhere. I just thought that's what it was going to be in my head.
Hmm.
I'm not sure I'm really digging the style itself. I think the concept are going to be cool, right? Like, what did she call herself?
Captain Carter.
Yeah, Captain Carter, right? Captain Carter seems cool. T'Challa in Peter's shoes, I think,
Guardians.
is a nice idea. It's a good twist.
Star Panther.
It's taking a lot of stuff it's taking twists that I think aren't like super obvious, right? Like it's doing
Right.
like interesting ideas rather than just being like, oh, what if Tony's dad was Iron Man in World War II, right? Like it's actually cool things. Like what if Spider-Man became Sorcerer Supreme, or what if
Steve Rogers was Spider-Man, or what if
Right.
Killmonger saved Tony Stark? That's
that
probably
one.
that one. I'm like, oh, all right, yeah. Where's this one?
That
going?
one I'm kind of interested in.
Right.
So,
where's some of the other ones we got? We got a zombie one.
Yeah, Marvel
we
Zombies.
got Marvel or some sort of
Guardians
Marvel
with
Zombies.
Thor joining the Guardians as party
Yeah,
Thor.
yeah, I saw that too.
There's an Ultron one. I think it's what if Ultron got the Infinity Stones?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the animation. Not gonna lie to you guys. Like I know it looks a little
I think it's the
odd,
mouths.
but I feel
I
like
think it's how the mouths move.
It's animated, but it also lends itself to looking very cinematic at the same time. And they for the most part captured the likenesses of all the actors. I will say the only one that threw me off because it was the beginning. I don't think that's RDJ. I think that's somebody else because they didn't.
That is somebody else.
He's
Yeah,
not
that's
coming
RDJ.
back.
Yeah,
it's absolutely not.
Didn't they say all the actors are coming back? But I guess except for RDJ.
Yeah,
no, they said
coming back.
No, they gave us a list. We saw the list. RDJ isn't back. Brie Larson isn't back. I think there's like 5 others that are confirmed not to return. There's like 40 people who did. A shit ton of them are coming back. But like RDJ, Brie Larson, there are a couple others that aren't. But I think like Sam. Hold up, let me pull
Sam
it up.
Jackson's coming back.
Sam Jackson, I'm pretty sure is coming back. But let's see. And like the weird thing that threw me off with Tony's voice is it's not the usual guy they get to do the impersonation of Tony's voice, like the guy who did EMH and Avengers Assemble.
Oh yeah, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I would imagine Michael B. Jordan is doing Killmonger because he's done animated
That's
stuff
him.
before.
Yeah, that is Michael B. Jordan. Here it is. So let's because I do remember them showing us who's come back. So and I think the thing I texted y'all that was curious is if this might be that. Remember how Tom Holland had that appearance in his contract?
Yeah.
He's not shown up on the cast list. Like, there's a potential. I think that's what makes me curious because I'm like they can use Spider-Man because they have the TV rights and shit. But I'm wondering if this is going to be his one non-movie appearance. But so let's see who's coming back. Haley Atwell, Chadwick Boseman, Josh Brolin, Dominic Cooper, David Dastmalkian as Kurt. Who's Kurt? Michael Douglas, Karen Gillan, Jeff Goldblum, Seth Green is Howard the Duck, Frank Grillo, Sean Gunn, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Jamin Hanchu, Sam L. Jackson, Toby Jones, Michael B. Jordan, Neil McDonough as Dum Dum Dugan, Natalie Portman, Jeremy Renner, Michael Rooker, Paul Rudd, Mark Ruffalo, Andy Serkis, Sebastian Stan, Chris Sullivan as Taserface, Stanley Tucci as Abraham Erskine, and Taika Waititi as Korg. The ones that have...
Josh Brolin is Thor. I'm not Thanos. Did you read that one?
I did. Yeah, he's after Chad. The ones I think that are going to be different are Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, Anna Lear Tavan, Stephen Strange, and Carol Danvers. Then we don't know about Peter Parker, Ancient One, Ego Vision, Ultron, Natasha Romanoff, Drax, Wanda, Monda, Shuri, and the Dora Milaje. Though they'll be featured, but we don't know if they're going to be the same.
Right, gotcha.
So they got a lot of people, and that's probably where a bunch of the budget went. Because
they got a lot of the actors back. I think it's just like I'm not going to harp on the animation. Actually, it is what it is. It looks fine enough. Like it's definitely something I can watch. What was I going to say? Do we know how long each episode is?
We do not. As far as
is it like 30 minutes? Y'all think? Let me think. Let me see real quick.
Probably.
I'll be right back.
What if episode length? This is riveting podcast material right here. Me searching.
It really is, isn't it?
Let me see.
I don't. I'm not seeing anything about it.
Okay. No, that is Netflix thing.
No,
all right, whatever. We don't know. I'm going.
Yeah,
to
as far as I can
assume...
tell, they only told us that it's going to be 10 episodes, but I don't think they've given out a average episode length.
Okay, I'm going to assume 30 minutes.
I will too.
Or even less.
20, I mean, if they're 25. Longer, that'd be. If it's longer, that's cool. But I'm not. I'm expecting these to majority be dependent.
Yeah.
I know there's that teaser of Guardians of the Multiverse, but other than that, I can't. I think that's another question. Is like, will these episodes have any bit of connection?
That's the question, isn't it?
And then like, is that something that we're gonna see if they do like a what's the shit called? Secret Wars. Is that something that we may get down the pipeline?
It seems to hint at that greatly, right? I think Luke's onto something with Secret Wars. I think personally, the main reason I was interested in this in the first place is just that it seems like a fun little thing, right? Like it's not something that you need to watch to have like grand fucking impact on the universe, right? Like it's just a fun little bunch of cartoons of like different stuff happening, right?
I mean, everything's connected. To Sylvie ruining all of it.
Sylvie is the reason everything's going to go to shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I get true.
like that's the weird thing is wherever this ends with Kang or Secret Wars or whatever, we can backtrack this all to a fucking Loki.
Yeah, a Loki fucked us over.
Yeah, because it's not like Wanda looking for her kids. It's not, Captain Falcon punching villains in the face. No. It's one very angry white lady. A Karen doomed the multiverse.
A Karen, if you will. But yeah. What If looks cool. Again, I think the concepts look really cool. Like I really like some of the ideas that they have, so I'm on board for that.
Oh, I guess Black Widow is appearing. She's in this Guardians of the Multiverse.
Okay.
Art because it has
cool.
Captain Carter, Star Panther, Black Widow, the Thor y'all were talking about, Watcher, Doctor Strange. Oh yeah, there's one is like I think Gamora killed Thanos or something because it has her in Thanos armor with the double blade.
Yeah. Okay. So then that means this thing ends with the Guardians of the Multiverse, and
maybe that just might be. They're like, this is a cool idea, but
yeah, but I mean, it's taking elements from like each of the episodes, right? So like, you have to wonder if like they're going to have that be a thing in the movies at some point, and for regular audiences, it's going to be like, whoa, this is cool. And then for the people that watch it, like, I saw that show and they were there and whatever.
I'll send you the
whatever
picture of it.
Yeah, whatever. I don't watch cartoons. They're for kids.
I don't watch stupid baby cartoons. I'm a fucking man.
Bobby cartoons. But yeah, What If has already been confirmed for a second season.
Oh, okay.
Which that actually does make me happy.
Yeah, me too.
Who's the head writer? Ace. So the creator of this one is AC Bradley, who did an episode of Arrow, Troll Hunters, and 3 Below Tales of Arcadia. I don't know what to feel for this, sir. This tells me not a damn thing about your ability as a writer.
Tales of Arcadia. Hang on.
Yeah, he did the Birds of Prey episode of Arrow.
What are you guys talking about?
The writer for What If, AC, the lead writer and creator AC Bradley. His filmography is really scattered. But yeah, we're just talking about like if they're gonna do Guardians of the Multiverse from this show.
Oh, that could be cool.
Yeah, I mean it's what that piece of promo art has, but I'm also like that could just be art.
Again, who knows? But like, yeah, it's got a bunch of fun ideas. Like I'm super on board for, like I said, all the different stuff like T'Challa and Star Panther, fucking Killmonger and Tony buddying it up. Like that seems like just shit that's out of left field that I wouldn't have thought of.
Which is good because that's what the What If comics were. Like my favorite What If is the one that features the assassin Spider-Man costume, where Spider-Man shoots somebody in the face. I think it's What If Wolverine trained Spider-Man. Have you read that comic? He shoots a dude in the face. He's like, look, we tried it.
Is that the one where he has like a leather jacket?
I think so. And he's like, he's dating like Peter is dating a Russian woman that looks suspiciously like MJ.
Let me see real quick.
The shit was like,
I just like
it lives rent free in my mind.
Spider-Man shoots someone in the face.
It's either in the face or in the back because I think he's running and he just he's like, look, stop, or I'll have to get violent. And the guy doesn't stop, and he points his hand, and you just see a blam. I'm like, Pete, that's some dirty shit. Why don't we get this? Is the reckless shit that I would love to see in like a what if series. You know, what if Peter Parker was absolutely fucking vengeful? Yeah, we got some interesting concepts here. Infinity, Ultron. I don't know what's going on with Black Widow. We got the Spider Supreme, Space Panther, zombies, Captain Carter, and Iron Man, Steve Rogers. Let's see if you look up. Aaron, what are kind of your thoughts about What If?
I think What If looks pretty cool. I have no idea what we're kind of in for, because at first I thought it was going to be contained episodes, like kind of one-off things. Like when we first saw the Captain Carter little sting or the little tease, and we saw like Steve was going to be in like a prototype Iron Man suit. I was like, okay, so we're just going to get like a 1940s little adventure thing. But then I saw that Captain Carter was going to meet that alternate version of Doctor Strange. So I was like, okay, are all of these different versions in What If gonna meet each other? Like, are they all part of like one sort of multiverse universe that we're gonna explore post the timelines branching and whatnot? So yeah, I didn't expect them to have like crossovers between the different what if scenarios, but now that I know that, I think it's interesting, and I have no kind of clue or conceived notions of what this show is going to be, which really excites me. I hope Kang shows up. That'd be cool.
He shows up is like at the end of every episode, or he's in the background just fucking shit up. It's just like, hello, my name is Nathaniel. I'd like to talk to you about some fuck shit.
I think people are wanting a break from Kang for right now. A lot of people, but
Kang doesn't want a break from you.
This is canon.
There's no brakes on this train.
There you go. Fine.
I mean, it probably is, given Sylvie set it up with the stabbing felt around the multiverse.
I mean, you might even tie that in at the very end, right? Like fucking the Guardians of the Multiverse are like gathering because there's some bad dudes that are coming. Apparently, some fucking white lady just shot Kang or whatever, and now a bunch of them are coming.
I think it'd be interesting if they allude to it by having like at the end of the first season, Uatu's like, "Wait a minute, it's you. You're not supposed to be here," and then you see like an animated version of Kang, or one of the other Kangs, I guess.
Yeah, he might be blue.
maybe
he might
it's a Mortis.
There.
Oh, yeah, he could be blue because Luke is so gung ho about him being blue.
He likes his blue guys. Y'all are trying to take away his blue dudes.
That's right. Sure are.
He likes his men blue.
So fun in the fun zone.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, any other thoughts about What If? Also, I put Assassin Spider-Man, the general. Did we want to talk about the last bit of thing or thingeries?
Sure.
I mean, if you want,
they're relatively short. I think we might have enough time.
All right.
How are y'all doing on time?
I'm okay. Probably may need to wrap up soon.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Yeah, I agree. Because I got to edit this, so we'll keep them short. Korg and Deadpool did a crossover reaction for Ryan Reynolds' new movie Free Guy, featuring Ryan Reynolds and Taika Waititi.
It sucks.
So yeah,
move on.
He's in the MCU. It is what it is. I have no. I thought it was like, well, that's an interesting way to introduce him.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are no rules. Nothing matters.
What
if Deadpool met Korg and they had a streaming channel?
Yeah, let's say there are no rules, and Deadpool continues to not be funny anymore.
Ooh, not a fan of the Deadpool.
No, not anymore.
Aaron, do you have any emotions towards that confirmation?
I was like, all right, Ryan Reynolds is doing his promotion thing. He's sitting next to a CGI Korg who wasn't that funny. In the thing. Yeah, I mean, cool, I guess. Like, it's a promotion thing. It doesn't really mean much. I don't know, man. I feel like I didn't really love Deadpool.
I should have been out ages ago.
Deadpool, yeah.
Oh God, I hated that fucking kid.
Oh, really? I love that kid. I love that actor.
I hated that kid. He showed up in Godzilla versus Kong, and I felt like the hairs on my neck stand up. I'm like, how do I get just this guttural disturbance from this kid? I'm like, the motherfucker from Deadpool 2. Oh, this
Deadpool
bitch.
2, the first thing you saw him in?
Yes.
Okay, that makes
so
sense.
I'm
exposure to him was Hunt for
sure
the
he's a
Wilder People.
fine actor.
Mm.
The way he was
watch
written,
Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah.
like I heard he was good in that. And here's the thing, he was fine in Godzilla versus Kong, but it's like hearing his voice just awoke something that was dormant for years because I hadn't thought about the movie since I saw it. I'm like, oh, but no, in the movie he was fine. Like he's a fine actor. It's just like the way he was written was absolutely positively fucking insufferable.
Yeah, I kind of just wish Ryan Reynolds would stop ruining Deadpool, but it is what it
I think
is.
now that we have different writers and hopefully a different director, we can get
there's a
Deadpool on track.
rumor. There's a rumor going around that Taika Waititi is going to do Deadpool 3, which
Nah, I don't think that's going to happen.
that was a deep sigh. Shit, you don't want that, Luke?
No, I'm just kind of done. Like Deadpool was cool, and then they kind of fucking ruined 2, and I just don't care anymore.
I think they
Used to
can
have MODOK.
bring him back. I think they can
Maybe.
redeem him with some
Maybe.
new writers and some new creative team.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't want to see a Waititi pool? Titty
I
pool?
mean, if Ryan
Titty
Reynolds
pool?
doesn't touch the fucking script or doesn't get any decisions, sure. Like, he fucking ruined it. Like, straight up, he ruined it. But whatever. It is
He
what
soiled
it is.
yeah. So the last bit is just like we just got some more Hot Toys stuff.
Toys.
y'all see- Toys. Sort of news. I mean, I guess Aaron, you weren't here last time when Luke and I talked about the No Way Home suits. And now we have Hot Toys for like Iron Strange. And we get confirmation that the gold suit isn't really fully gold. And I'm like, but why? Why is there red on it?
Yeah.
I think it's like it's covering his normal suit. I think that may be the reason.
I'm sure it is, and it's silly. Just let the whole thing be gold, damn it. It was cool that way.
Is it their mission to make Spider-Man like ugly as hell, like in every movie?
I don't know. It's always one ugly ass suit per movie.
I don't understand. Like, I don't know if this is a hot take or whatever. Like his Civil War suit is the best one, and
it's not a hot take. It's the right one. It's the right take.
I mean, the Homecoming one's fine too, but like everything after that is just like this needless changing, and it's just like ugly as fucking hell.
They're just doing too much. They're just trying to make all those toys. Bro.
They're trying so hard to be different that it just kind of like it ends up because they had alternative suit ideas that I don't think are awful, even though I hate Ben Reilly.
Is the toy market really that booming that we need like fucking 15 different suits for Spider-Man?
I guess so.
And Spider-Man's toy sales do usually do some of the best.
But like, I'm sure they were doing fine before, but studios don't think about story, they think about money. So I guess.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. It's just it's a design issue for me because I'm like, look, I don't care. Make your money how you want. Yeah, you got to sell toys, have multiple suits in the movie. Why did you pick the ugly designs? Because I know Ryan Maynarding and Andy Parker, phenomenal artists. They do amazing jobs with their designs. But why'd you pick the bad ones out the pile?
I like the new Iron Spider. No lie, I like it better than the Avengers movie Iron Spider.
Yeah,
they're both bad to me. This one is just slightly more tolerable.
One is slightly less bad. I'll say that. How about that?
Yeah, it's like, oh boy, you combine the worst suit with the most medium suit, the black and red one.
Suit.
I don't know what Luke and I talked about it last week. It's just like they just take more from Miles with every suit, and it kind of concerns me because, like, Aaron, you played Miles Morales. Remember the black and gold suit?
Black and gold suit. I need to see it again.
City Pride suit.
Oh yeah, they totally stole it. Yeah, they totally stole it.
Yes, they did. Doesn't that shit look very familiar?
Well, I think
didn't that one have the gold eye lenses on it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It was Miles' suit, but in gold. It's like, wow, that's really cool. Then I see this, I'm like, oh, So we're stealing again. We still have Miles' gloves.
Yeah,
we have Miles' gold suit.
We're leaving Miles with nothing.
Oh, just he does taking his friend, taking his.
You've taken his uncle. You've taken
his friend, taking his world.
You
took his woman.
You took his woman, exactly. You took his woman.
Took my woman, man.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking have an aneurysm talking about fucking hot toy Spider-Man suits.
I think that being said, with all these suits, I just have a strong feeling that this one could be really good. I have a strong feeling that this movie could be good.
Think it could be good?
I think it can be good. I think it can be good.
I'll trust you, Aaron. I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
We'll make that our creed. We'll make that our pact. If it's not good, there will be consequences.
We'll cut our hands and shake on it.
There you go. Blood brothers.
Blood brothers.
Step brothers. Oh, there goes Will.
Watch
all right. I think that's pretty much. I think that's it. Unless, yeah, we went really hard. Probably a little too hard on Loki and Black Widow.
Did we? Did we go too hard on that?
We conquered.
Who knows? I don't know. We're fucking Marvel shills. What does it matter?
Did you say we Kang? We saw
things on this podcast.
I didn't, but I'm gonna say that I did now.
We talk about DC things sometimes. We talked about it last week. We talked about Flash.
No, doesn't matter.
The Flash isn't real.
I hear the new season of Flash is really bad, and I'm gonna wait till it's finished to actually start to watch it.
Why would you do that? Just watch Superman and Lois. It's actually good. Here's a hot take. Superman and Lois is better than Loki.
That's what I've heard. That's not really hot. That's not that hot, but
it's not that hot.
Medium take,
warm at best.
Medium take, yeah. That's like 3 a.m. microwave take right there.
Yeah, that says a lot for a CW show to be better.
That's like some drunk air fried air fried pizza take right there.
It's a fucking Waffle House take.
It's a Waffle House take.
Yeah, say that's like Hot Pocket,
very East Coast
boiling sides, frozen middle take.
Yeah, so Waffle House coffee take.
Waffle House microwave take.
A Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
That's a very excuse me, waitress. You brought my food out and it was cold. I don't want to be that guy, but can you take it back to the kitchen for a later?
I don't want to be that guy.
Take.
But
it's a disappointed customer take. An awkward, socially awkward, disappointed customer take.
I apologize for being a customer.
I don't mean to be an inconvenience, but would you mind taking my meal back from whence it came?
Why are you so suave with it? Why are you trying? Are you trying to get some new food? Or are you trying to seduce this waitress? Like, what you?
No. If I tried to seduce her, I'd talk like how Loki. Oh, you ever notice that just like a lot of the Brits and Marvel products kind of have similar voices? Just low and slightly raspy.
Like who else besides Loki?
And
I don't know. Loki, the other Brits.
Who are the other Brits though?
I don't know. The ones that try hard to be American because they don't believe in American actors. Every English person doing an American accent, they all sound like this.
Rather than an American trying to do a Russian accent.
I mean, that's what they sound like.
David Harbour's great, but his accent's not. He needs some training. He needs more.
I love the guy. Can't wait till Stranger Things season 4.
I feel like I've been waiting forever for that. I can't wait for that show.
It'll come back one day. But anyways, I think that's gonna do it for us today. Luke, where can people find you at?
I'm on Twitter. I don't post there often, but changes will be made accordingly soon. But you can find me at Luke Alfonso VA on Twitter. That's it. There you go.
Okay. Aaron, what do you want to promote? It could be yourself.
I'm temporarily back on Instagram, so you can find me. I've undeactivated my gram. You can find me on the real Aaron Alexander on Instagram.
Back in the system, boys.
Back in the system, boys.
Back on the grid. We got him, boys. And I've been your host, Will. You can find me on my YouTube and my own Instagram at Will the Greatest for both of them. One has spaces, one doesn't. If you'd like to send in questions, shoot them to our Instagram at Atlas Comics Elite. That's ATLAS Comics Elite on Instagram, or you can DM me personally. And with that being said, don't forget to like the show and follow the show and comment the show and rate the show highly, 5 stars, thumbs up, whatever, or wherever you're listening to this to. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to give this a little listen-y-do to our casual comments and just hate-filled rage towards my favorite of the big two. Yeah, that's gonna do it for us. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Gremlin.
I don't know what that voice was.
I'm not sure what that was.
Goodbye. See you later.
Fuck.
Will's gonna keep all this shit in the book.
Wow.
That sounded like Mickey Mouse having like a prostate orgasm.